You're listening to Moonhawk Studios Presents, where marches come in like a lion.
And scene. All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Moonhawk Studios Presents. I am your host, Mac Paladin. With me in the studio, as always, is my good friend Adam.
Greetings.
We got Kevin on the Don Pardos.
Indeed I am, over here.
And musical guest, Limp Biscuit. I don't know. It's just...
I'm not limp, am I?
Oh, no.
Speaking of,
So
Don Technicals.
That'll be fine. That'll be fine.
I do walk with a limp, so that's actually kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, you know, you could save your ableist commentary for when I tell you what happened to me, but that'll come up after we introduce Pettyfan on Technicals.
Yay!
And we have the Golic.
I'm still alive.
But for how long?
I always hesitate because I keep thinking that I'm going to make some kind of lame and or funny comment for you, Golix, and then I discard the idea.
I'm mediocre at taking those, to be honest. So
Yeah, you're ambivalent at best. Yes, yes. All right, folks, we got a great show for you tonight, but we're going to do some news and recommendations first, starting with Adam. What's cooking?
Not a whole lot other than, spring is here, at least for me.
Spring is sprung.
And, like I said, that's about all I got in terms of news. I suppose in terms of things that I am watching, well, a new season of Formula One Drive to Survive hit Netflix, so, watched the first episode of that. Watched a couple of episodes of the Mr. T cartoon from the 1980s, like, in order to evaluate it for this show. I wish I could unleash it on you guys, but Warner Brothers.
Oh,
so,
yeah, no, Warner Bros. Would send us to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
I would like to declare fair use to Water Tower. Hello?
Yeah.
Denied.
Yeah, it's
The
like
ninjas are on their way. Oh, shit.
I mean, they stabbed that one episode of Fragments.
Yeah.
So, not really wanting to chancing it again.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because, though not to worry, I've looked at other potential Mr. T projects for us to lampoon.
Oh, boy.
I mean, look, there are many things that may end up here. That's a nice thing. You never know what's coming next
It's like
unless I tell
Occam's
you.
razor, only not.
Oh my god. Edgy. Razor,
Anyway.
get it?
CC Cat.
Anyway, that's my go. Kevin?
It's probably gonna be a drive-by for me because number one, I don't have really anything in the much in the way of news as per usual, and I really don't have much in the way of recommendations this week either. So,
Well, you know, what with Paramount Skydance falling to Nazism.
Yeah, we'll get
There's-
to that.
For the first time in a decade, for the first time in a decade, there is no Star Trek in active production.
Oh boy.
Or greenlit.
Did they just give up on Star Trek Academy?
Well, season 2 finished filming, and they obviously we're still in season 1, so we're gonna have season 1, Strange New Worlds, and then maybe a little break, and then season 2, and then season 5 of Strange New Worlds, and then who knows? There's a lot of vertical integration going on.
Yeah. Who knows if people will get fired and are responsible for that property? And wink, wink, nod, nod. Again, we'll get to that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what's happening with me, which is really much nothing. So, Petty, what's happening in your world?
I guess similar. Not a whole lot's been going on here.
Mm.
It's been quiet for once.
Yep.
Hmm? Oh, I thought someone was
Later.
trying to say something.
Mm.
I want to see about going to a Digimon tournament this weekend, but unfortunately, the ride who's gonna take me has to work, so I'm gonna need to see if I can source someone else if I want to go. But that's we'll figure it out possibly. As far as like what I've been watching, still been watching Digimon Beat Break. They are on hiatus this week, so um I guess yay. Well, not really yay. Um I believe the last issue, or at least one of the last issues of Digimon Liberator is out now. I think it's either now or sometime this evening is coming out. So that's going to
Apparently,
be.
there will be a chapter 25, but it is toward the end of 24 is out today.
People were acting like this was going to be the last chapter, so
It seemed like it might be, but it was hard to tell. But apparently, even though they beat bad guy, as it were,
yeah, I was about to say, please no full on
did
spoilers.
that didn't fix the fact that he was trying to crash two worlds together. So they have to do that now.
Mm. And so I'll be
I know I've
reading that.
seen that plot before.
Literally, Digimon has done that plot before. So I'll be reading that later, if not tomorrow. A lot of I've been playing stuff on the PlayStation. I'm renting from GameFly Digimon, or not Digimon. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
Ooh,
So I like Sonic. Racing games are fun. So yay.
seems
Off,
like a win-win.
and then I've also been playing a indie game that's been on PlayStation Plus called Ultros, which is a like at least artistically interesting kind of Metroidvania style ish game. So that's been it's I wouldn't say it's the best Metroidvania I've ever played, but it's at least interesting enough, and I like
Mm.
the art style enough to at least keep trying to play more of it. So I don't know if I'm actually gonna full on beat it because of, ADHD, but we will see. But yeah, I still need to catch up on Frieren. I
Mm.
might take if I end up going to the Digimon tournament, I may just end up putting on my headphones and watching some of the anime that I've been behind on because the magic of not being able to drive slash unlimited data plan, you know, hour-long road trip, I can watch a few anime episodes. So there is that. And I guess in kind of unfortunate news is there is a boutique shop that we usually frequent on the weekends. We've got several things from there, and my sister likes to buy her jewelry. She is unfortunately closing her shop at the end of April or it's either end of April or end of March due to health reasons.
Oh,
So it's unfortunate because she's like a small business who like, has other small businesses she vends. Like I was gonna
right.
buy a few things. One of her recent vendors has a little plaque that you can hang a leash on. Well, it's secure enough I could put Soul, my cat, he has a backpack carrier that I was looking to get one of those to hang his backpack on.
Oh, I bought one of those for Gizmo, Kelly's cat,
Mm.
and she took that, and then we all know how that went.
Yeah. Well, I don't know
It
how
was
much longer that's going to work for Soul, because we just weighed him. He is almost 15 pounds. He is 9 months old. He
yeah,
is
that would have
going
been
to
like
be
if I tried to shove Tippy. That'd be like if I
Yeah.
tried to shove Tippy into a
Well,
carrier.
suppose he loves getting in the backpack. The
Yeah.
problem is it's only designed to hold about 20 pounds. He very well could outgrow the backpack before he's a year old.
Tippy
Um,
wouldn't even be able to get his head through the hole.
yeah. They think Soul's dad was part Maine Coon, and I'm starting to believe it because
Believe it.
he is huge, and he's not like fat. He's long.
Do you
Like
believe in magic? Yes.
so it's definitely one of
Shout
those
out
like
to the late Al Michaels.
mhm. I do want to start getting him more comfortable at least walking on the harness if he's going to be getting this big. Because obviously, if he gets too big, I can't even carry him because of my leg issues. So being able to at least walk him would be fun. Because I don't want him to be too sedentary and just get fat.
Yeah, I got a small dog harness for
Mm.
Tippy. He's
Yeah.
giant.
Well, like, and the harness I have for him can go up to at least a small dog. He's probably going to outgrow that too eventually because Maine Coons can get as big as a medium-sized dog. So, and I definitely want to, I would rather him be a little more muscular than him just be a sedentary cat and just be fat.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
especially with, him getting longer, if we don't start getting him to where he does exercise and stuff, eventually when he stops being a kitten, he's just going to eat and get fat.
yeah. Yeah. I know we've had the discussion about Tippy before, but when my cat sits around the house, he sits around the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, I don't want that for Soul because my mom's cat he is very large, like dangerously large, and I don't want that to be an issue for Soul.
Close one eye and he blocks out the entire view.
Well, it is kind of cute because Reed and Soul do like to play, so Reed is trying to get him a little more active, and it is helping Reed lose some weight. But it's
There you go.
still eventually Soul's going to start to slow down, or worst case, Reed isn't going to be here, and it would be either get another cat for him to play with, or I just need to get
Right.
him to get out and walk more, which I could try to walk a little more too. So
You know,
if it stays somewhat warm this week, I say somewhat warm. It was like around 50 today. It's warm enough to take the kitty out for a walk, basically. I'm not going to do
there
it
you
when
go.
it's, freezing cold, snow on
The
the
tundra
ground.
hasn't
Yeah.
sprouted.
Well, because Soul's been mostly indoors, his paws aren't tough enough for the freezing cold. So, yep, that's kind of what's going on here. So, next victim.
Alex, you're up.
We got like 4 inches of snow last night. It's pretty much all melted, but I still had to clean off my car and some of the problem areas on the roof, so that wasn't super fun.
Hmm.
Also, I may have spoken too soon on being clear of disease. Apparently, RSV has a bit of an incubation period because my dad came down with it,
Hmm.
Oh, boo.
and now I'm fine. He's not as bad. He doesn't have it as bad as my mom did. And I'm fighting it off, I think. I'm having preliminary sick issues, so we'll see how I am after sleeping tonight.
Hmm. So I guess if we don't see Gullux for a couple weeks, we know what happened.
I doubt it will get that bad, but who knows?
Yeah.
Also, I have to double check with work, but I've been generally recommended that unless it gets significantly worse, I probably shouldn't like fully take time off for it. Although I might try to work from home some more, depending on how I feel. Again, we'll see how it goes.
Mm.
Right.
I can always wear a mask. My desk isn't near anyone else's, really. So yeah, that's most of what's going on.
Mm.
Thankfully, for the first time in a while this past weekend, we were able to have our normal Sunday Pathfinder game. So that was nice. If I pause, it's probably because I muted because I had to cough.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Video game wise, I have mostly been playing Pokemon Legends ZA, but I am still making some progress in Super Robot Wars Y.
Why?
Wyoming. Well, I say, why not Oming?
Because it's there, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
and space is there, and space is there, and we're going to climb it.
I think that's all I've got.
All right. Adam, to fully expand on what you originally asked me about the Star Trek situation, it's not just that they're not in active production, but nothing has been green lighted either. That's the big distinction that everybody's nervous about. So yeah, it could be regime change. I mean, Alex Kurtzman always got along with Ellison, so I mean, they did work together when Skydance did the J.J. Abrams film, so I can't see why they can't come to some kind of agreement now. And the J.J. Abrams films didn't fundamentally misunderstand Star Trek. I mean, it's not like they were those films were suddenly conservatrek or something like that. They were a little more directly action-oriented, which may be a shift worth discussing. But beyond that, they need it as a tentpole franchise because they don't have, as we discussed last week, they don't have a hell of a lot else. I mean, unless you count seasons 3 and 4 of Frasier. Crickets.
I mean, wait,
meanwhile,
I have a button for that.
There you go. There you go.
They left out some. I mean, I think whoever decided to do a reboot of Frasier, the way they decided to do it, did not understand about probably 2/3 of the actual appeal of Frasier.
That'd be Kelsey Grammer,
who didn't understand.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
was he was a
probably.
driving force of the revival. Yeah. So yeah.
He
Frasier
wanted
didn't understand Frasier.
he wanted his original castmates to come back, but nobody wanted to have anything to do with it. That should have been a sign.
or we're not alive.
Right.
Well, there's that too.
David Hyde Pierce didn't want to do it, and the actor who played Frasier's father passed away. So
John Mahoney.
yeah, John Mahoney. Yes. So yeah, that's why. Because
I mean,
it's the same.
Yeah, but it's not going to carry a network. Let's just be blunt.
No, that's why it's not on network.
Yep. Meanwhile, to borrow a turn of phrase from comedian Derek Cahill, welcome to another riveting episode of Fuck My Life.
Oh boy.
So today's story involves Mr.
So explain to me how you apparently followed a GPS all the way into quicksand without noticing that something was wrong.
Oh, I noticed something was wrong when I hit what appeared to be a dead end in the pitch black of night, while trying to get back to a road dubiously named Dogtown.
Oh no!
What were the Z Boys?
Oh dear.
In a segment of town where there are still roads with the word Indian in the name and is not referring to people from India.
Oh brother.
I was so far in South Pima County that I was beneath the Pasquayaki Reservation. That's how in the ass end of nowhere I was. And so far, let me tell you, 2026 has been a hell of a decade.
Yeah. I feel you, brother.
these past 2 months have been a hell of a decade. I feel like I've lost 10 years of my life. I broke my back moving a generator. I got T-boned and wrecked in my previous rental car, and then I nearly lost this one in a sandy wash. And I was sure that I had removed like 6 layers of paint. Driving through those sticks and bushes. Every time I hit a rock, I was sure that the oil pan was just going to fall off the bottom of the car.
You don't really need that, do you?
So yeah, so that's been going on. So my coffee is open.
Yeah.
I dare not run a GoFundMe lest my mom say, "You don't have to."
Discord cut all that out.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think
well-
I've had enough legitimate problems that you probably could do a legitimate GoFundMe.
I probably could. I probably could. So what my mom screamed at me that got cut out by Discord was, "You don't have cancer, so you can't have a GoFundMe."
I think a spinal injury fucking counts. Sorry.
Yeah, if you
Well,
got injured.
Yeah, well, my mom had cancer, 3 bouts with vasculitis that has a 10% survival rating.
Yeah, well, your
and
mom grew up in a thing where it was a lot easier to get savings.
I know. I know, but she just loses her mind whenever I post about it on Facebook. So, and it's like, well, don't post it on Facebook. It's like, well, that's where the majority of my fans are. So it's kind of, dude. I thought I was gonna die. I was suspended between 2 roads in the middle of private land that I could hear gunfire in the distance, banjos nearby, just, and the tow truck companies, one guy actually yelled at me, told me that I was crashing out and hung up on me when I literally just said, "Okay, I got the thing. Where do you boop boop? Hello? Okay, I guess I'll just fucking die."
Did you shrug?
Yeah, I did. Eh. I couldn't even be mad at that point. So I actually had to call up 911 and muster up being hysterical even though I was exhausted. And they finally sent out the Pima County Sheriff. One guy, one truck, one vinyl cable. Pulled me out in about 5 minutes. Took 5 hours for somebody to figure this out. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of you won't hear this phrase come out of my mouth easily on very many occasions, but I'm glad somebody with qualified immunity came to rescue me, because I was so deep in someone else's property that if that tow truck had tried to drive across this land with two Latinos behind the wheel, there would have been gunfire.
Fun.
So yeah, so shout out to Senior Deputy Ramirez from the Pima County Sheriff's Department for saving my ass and not being too mean about it, because I deserved it at that point. Yeah, it's just been a hell of a year. I cannot catch a break to save my life. Luckily, I was done with my shift when I got lost. So it's not like I lost money doing this. And I didn't have to pay $400 to get towed out of a marsh. A dry one, but a marsh nonetheless. Yeah. Imagine that, getting stuck on a sandbar in the middle of a desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the left wheel just kept digging a deeper and deeper hole until basically one of the back wheels was off the ground.
Fun.
Yep. And with my broken back, there was no way I was putting it in neutral and pushing it off the sandbar.
Yeah.
In fact, it took.
You're a little too old for that action.
Yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, so that's the latest chapter of Mac Paladin's bogus journey.
Mac Paladin's Bizarre Adventure.
Pretty much, yeah. Except without the cool music.
I mean, the
I
music
mean,
is
I
what
ha-
you. I was about to say the music is what you put on the radio, bro.
I mean, I did have the cool music on the radio, but I accidentally set my other phone in airplane mode. So I was like, why don't we have signal? And then I realized after I got back on the highway that, oh, yeah, because it's in airplane mode. Just because I spent a lifetime in technology doesn't mean that you don't forget it all when you get old, kids.
Mhm.
It's like that Jack Nicholson line from As Good as It Gets. He's like, people always ask me, how do I write for women? I imagine a man and I take away reason and accountability.
Ability.
uh, that's my life in a nutshell.
Pretty much.
All right, without too much further ado, we have a great show for you tonight. We have Katie Hallahan on the program tonight. Katie, welcome to the program.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sorry it took so long to get there, but I've almost died 3 times this year, so
I've apparently had quite a time of it.
yeah. Like I said, I've had quite a decade this year.
Seriously.
All right, so I'm reading here in our little synopsis here that you have quite the resume. You're an author of fantasy, a gamer, adventure game designer, sometimes podcaster, liberal snarker, and all-around geek. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
See, going back semi-chronologically, I guess. I'm one of the co-founders of Phoenix Online Studios. We do narrative adventure games. So we've done like Cognition, the Gabriel Knight 25th Anniversary Edition, and have published some games as well. Probably the most known one that we helped publish was The Last Door. And more recently, I'm a fantasy author. I've got 2 books out, The Twice Sold Soul and the second in that series, The Twice Wanted Witch, just came out last month. Or, well, January, so I guess technically 2 months ago.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good start right there. All right. Well, let's Adam, let's get to it. Let's figure this out.
It's quite the range, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of surprised you didn't want to dig a bit deeper into the authorship questions, Mac, given, you're also in that field.
I am half dead right now, so I would love to indulge, but the pain meds are just now kicking in. So
Duly noted. I mean,
I'll try to offer commentary as we go, though.
all right. I mean, I guess we'll start with the gaming stuff since we have met before with our other show, Fragments of Silicon, though that was a long time ago. I think it was around the time when Cognition was new.
Yeah. So that was definitely way back. I can't remember when.
We would have to dig through the archive for that.
Yeah.
I think that episode's actually gone. That was like that was when Naka and Ogre were the sidekicks, and that was kind of lost in the archive explosion.
Yeah.
I can probably find it on the Wayback Machine now.
Mm.
I just haven't bothered to look to see if we have an updated list of missing episodes.
Yeah, and I think the other time we met was around the Gabriel Knight remakes development. That was for another show. But
I have to say that piece does actually pique my interest because even though I'm not an avid player of Gabriel Knight, I do appreciate the aesthetic.
But I suppose to get into it, what is Phoenix Online Studios, or what was is this thing still a thing?
Yeah, it still exists. We haven't done like active game development or publishing for a while, but like we're still there, we're still kicking, putting the games out there at least. But yeah, that was it way back in early parts of the century. Jeez. It started as a group of folks who were making a King's Quest fan game. And through the process of that, we were like learning how to make games in general. And then eventually we decided, we wanted to give it a try commercially. So that was when we kind of started more of like the actual full-time as a company work. And that was when we made Cognition, which was a 4-episode adventure game about a FBI agent in Boston who has a post-cognitive ability. She can touch items and then she'll get images of like some sort of memory or past event that has to do with the item. Hunting down different serial killers, which was very much partly Gabriel Knight inspired. So later on when we got to work with Jane Jensen on Gabriel Knight and also her game Mobius, that was pretty awesome to get to work with her.
And well, I suppose it's worth asking, how did Jane Jensen manage to do the remake on Gabriel Knight?
Some of that is negotiations with Activision that I don't entirely know about, but I think it came out around the time when there was a lot of kind of adventure game interest resurgence happening. So there were a lot of, either remakes or developers who had kind of been there in, the golden age of adventure games who were coming back to the fray and making either new things or remakes of their old games. And she was one of them. And so, yeah, it's how we kind of got the rights and permission or she did rather, to do the remake. And we were lucky enough to get to work with her on that.
And I suppose you did also mention The Last Door, which is notable for being the first game by the Game Kitchen. We're probably better known for the Blasphemous series.
Yeah, at this point.
I'm trying to remember. Did they do Ninja Gaiden or Shinobi? One of the ninja games that released last year.
Oh, I don't know.
But-
yeah, we've worked with them on just PC publishing for The Last Door. So they did all the development and everything on that one. But that one definitely kind of blew up, and the 2 games in that series those are really good. Definitely very different from Blasphemous. To say the least, a lot more slower paced.
The Dark Metroidvania series.
Yeah. I haven't played Blasphemous. My husband has, so I've seen that every so often. I'll kind of look over and be like, "Huh, this is definitely a bit different from the game that I know from them."
It's just like Castlevania, only not as upbeat.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's because Blasphemous is wrapped up in Catholicism, so
Yes. Yeah.
It's
yes,
every
very
so often I'll be
inspiring.
like, "Oh, I know what that's referencing."
Yeah, it's the upbeat religion. Yeah,
Catholics known for their party attitude.
Yeah, because people who do self-flagellation are obviously,
Yeah,
Truly
right.
party animals.
It's
yeah,
more fun than you
exactly.
think, I swear.
Yeah, let me just get my cat of 9.
and they did the Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound.
Okay.
Yeah, knew it was one of them, but yeah. The Last Door isn't as divorced from Blasphemous, at least in terms of theming, and even in graphics. Even though The Last Door is trying to emulate, 1980s adventure games, and Blasphemous is, 90s Metroidvania. Still pixel graphics.
Yeah. You can definitely, I think if you've seen even a little bit of each of them, you can kind of see there's a bit of the shared DNA there, because despite the very, pixel graphic style in the last door. Like it's got a very deep story, honestly, and a dark one. Just mostly like, yeah, gameplay wise, it is obviously very different.
Like, and yeah, there's all sorts of projects like this across Phoenix Online. But
Mhm.
what's your favorite?
Cognition is probably my favorite, because that's the one that I was most, I think, involved. I would say involved in with the creation of it and the writing of it. It was the first commercial one we did, so like, there's definitely kind of a like, this one's my baby in there. And it was the first time I took on directing one of the episodes. The second episode, which I also wrote primarily, was my first time directing. So yeah, I'd say that one probably, that's always going to have to be the kind of my personal number one game from those.
So
Okay.
as an author myself, I got to ask the question because I don't write for games. What is the thing that you find most challenging about writing for games? Is it branching storylines, modules, whatever is involved in the process? What do you find most challenging?
It's at least the way we were doing it, or I was doing it. Probably coming up with a lot of it will just end up being like, okay, I've got, the big conversations, the pieces of these puzzles, and there is a lot of, making sure all of that's in place, but it's just covering all the possible ways you could have to interact with that scene or that moment. It's like, oh, okay, what if I get here before I do X? What if I get here after this, but also after this other thing, and then at what point do I maybe cut off access to this scene just because it's like, nope, we're done, and I'm not going to keep coming back here and telling you things and giving you the same descriptions all the time. And just like, if I have, like, what is it? There's a scene, there's a part in the episode I wrote where you have 3 pieces of evidence that you need to like conclusively say like, yeah, this person did a bad thing. And I kept being like, okay, what if you have here like, evidence A and B? What about A and C? Okay, what about B and C? It's just like, and then finally when you have A, B, and C all together, sort of how does that conversation go? Does it change at all?
Right.
So probably that, which is more of like the nitpicky stuff rather than the overall stuff. And we didn't have like too much branching paths in it. Like there is definitely places where it's like, okay, you can choose to, kind of, a few different small paths you can take. So there was also like some covering for that, like, okay, if I've done, X instead of Y, but it wasn't like a huge difference. So we weren't having,
Right.
like, this is and this one you've killed someone, and this person, that's this time you're there, everyone's alive. Like it wasn't quite that big of a difference, at least.
It's got to be somewhat cathartic as a writer to have to continually think about the consequences of failure. Whereas, like, if you're writing prose, there is some failure engineered into the process in order for the hero characters to overcome, but it's not the sort of defining branch of the story. So I would imagine that's got to be a little cathartic to always be thinking, well, what about failure?
Hmm. Yeah, it's just interesting, and sometimes it's like, okay, what clever way do I get to kill them off this time if they do this stupid thing,
Dumb
which can be
ways to
fun.
die.
Yeah.
So many dumb ways to die.
Yes, finding the dead ends, or like you failed in some way. How is it gonna fail this time? Those can be
let's
pretty
uh
fun.
let's circle back to Adam's questions here because I just wanted to get that in there since we did bring up the fact that we're mutual authors. So
I mean, I actually did have a writing question of my own, and that is, how does writing a game compare to writing a novel?
good
Um,
question.
yeah, well, there's a lot fewer people involved in one of them.
Hmm.
The novel specifically, at least the way I'm doing it. Um, but yeah, I think at least partly that, I mean, obviously the way you're writing it, like just prose versus a script, is hugely different. Because then instead of me writing down a description of a scene and kind of plotting it out and maybe doing a rough sketch or something and then passing it to an artist who does a much better job. But then it's like, nope, now I'm instead, describing all of this scene through this character's eyes. And it's, one of them, you're designing it for interaction specifically and having a gameplay experience and wanting to make sure that's going to be interesting and intriguing for whoever is playing it. And that you're laying out, the right hints for whatever the mystery in question for your game is. Whereas with prose, it's a little bit of the same, I guess, in that you've got to figure out, like, okay, I need to drop these breadcrumbs in such a way that the reader can pick them up, but also that it makes sense for these characters to figure them out. And hopefully do that in a way that's going to be satisfying. But just the style of writing really is very different.
Yeah. And as a sort of follow-up to that, of course, the differences between writing a screenplay or teleplay and writing a video game is that you're kind of, with a game, you're writing multiple films, if you will, with branching plot lines that are assembled sort of like a Jenga.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, are you good, Mac?
Yeah.
Just making sure. All right.
that's why I stopped talking.
Just gotta make sure. I'm like, anyway. So I suppose the question that has beckoned for me for a few years now is, why has Phoenix Online gone inert?
A lot to do with, we've got, it's hard to make a living for making indie video games. So just, speaking personally, like at one point I had to make a choice of, taking on a different day job, which left less time for it, unfortunately. So yeah, there's work that Phoenix has been doing, but it hasn't really been in the game space. So it's just kind of, for purposes of the folks who are actively doing work there, finding the work that means we can still pay those people, and keep things open in general so that, like we still have our store going, we still have our games up on Steam and everything. So kind of just a not terribly exciting realities of life situation.
Always unfortunate to hear, but also understandable.
Yeah.
The space hasn't been getting any less competitive with time. Like, like even in the adventure game space, there's like quite a lot of people working there these days.
There are, which is great, but yes, it also does make for definitely a lot of competition to get eyes on whatever it is you're doing. In that regard, not too different from writing a book.
Indeed. And I suppose before we shift over to that, I do wonder if you can speak on to any of the other work that Phoenix Online is doing, or if that's just not NDA'd.
Yeah, there's nothing really that I can speak too much on. As I said, there's some work we're doing that's just out of the game space, which, isn't really a public facing thing so much. So like there's just kind of not much to say about that. Yeah. And the other stuff, as far as our games right now, there's kind of just it's slower going, but there's work on like kind of getting some of them updated, like some of our online versions, not online versions, mobile versions, that's what I would say. Mobile versions kind of fell out of date and just gotta do the work of keeping stuff updated so people can still get them there and that sort of thing. So less flashy, but doing what we can to kind of maintain everything.
Okay. And it's as good a segue as any into the author, the traditional writing stuff, if you will. Because if I'm recalling correctly, you are a novelist.
Yes. Yeah. I've been. As I said, I have 2 books that are out in a series. The first one came out in 2024, The Twice Sold Soul, and then the second book, Twice Wanted Witch, came out in January of this year. And I'm working on the third and final book in that series right now as well.
Okay. And I suppose, for a lack of better term, we can begin at the beginning, as in, how did you shift or get interested in traditional writing?
That and being an author and designing games were like the 2 things I had wanted to do since I was a little kid, actually. So in one sense, I've been very lucky that I got both of them to happen, which has been awesome. And yeah, so like I've been writing since I was a kid. I was always interested in writing novels. Like I studied English in college, took as many writing courses as I could. I've always kind of been writing stories, in my free time at really any point in life. And yeah, maybe like 10 or so years ago, even before that actually, I kind of got a little more serious with myself about, wanting to, finish writing a book, polish it up and finally, take it out there and try to make it happen, get an agent, get published, that sort of thing. So after about 5 years of writing said book, I started doing querying, which is when you're looking for a literary agent, which I was doing for 2 years, with not a whole lot of success. But then Orbit Books, who they publish a lot of genre stuff, so like sci-fi, fantasy, horror, their things. They opened an imprint where they were taking unagented submissions, and I got some interest from them, which led to being able to get some agent interest, and then signing for the 3 books that I'm now writing with them.
And how long ago was this?
Let's see. I think I signed with them in 2020, fall of 2023, and then about a year later, the first book came out, and then a little year and change after that was when the second book.
So you've been at this for a good 3 years, I'd say?
Yeah. As far as
And
officially or professionally or whatever.
and I guess circling back to what you initially said, how does it feel to have achieved that childhood dream?
I mean, it's pretty great. Yeah. Did 5 stars. I recommend. Follow your dreams, kids. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely thrilling. And when I finally was holding a book in my hands that had my name on it, it was definitely a big, there were a lot of feels in that moment. For sure.
And to clarify, this is like a proper print book being published.
Yeah, it's so the imprint with them that I'm in is a little more of like a digital first kind of thing. So there's ebook, there's an audiobook for the first book, there isn't one for the second as of yet. And the printed books are like print on demand, which is basically to say like they didn't do a whole print run beforehand.
There's not a
that
warehouse
goes
or
out to
book
stores.
somewhere in some harbor.
Exactly.
They're making them when
Yep.
you buy them.
Yeah, they're making them as they get the requests for them, kind of thing. Yeah, exactly.
Which is why
Um,
their prices are typically a little higher.
They are a little bit. But yeah, so and it's probably you're probably much less likely to find it in a store by chance, unless someone has ordered it or asked the store to order it, or someone at that store knew about it and decided to order it anyways, which is always cool when I happen across that.
One thing I do like about print on demand is that there is a lot less chance for miscuts, misprints, and errors in the orders.
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, I guess so. Yeah, there's not exactly a huge warehouse full of oh no, page 250 is missing, and no one is going to know what happened.
We got two halves of a page on one page.
Oh no, this entire print run of books is missing a certain comma here. It's now worth 20 grand.
No, my Oxford comma.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Gotta go find those adulterous Bibles.
All right, everyone good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Right. So that's the publishing side of things. It's probably worth getting to what the actual series is. I suppose you could call it the Twice series.
The official name is the McKenna Ellerbeck series, which is the main character. Yeah, we did end up in a naming pattern that has the Twice something something as the title. So kind of once the first one had that, it was like, well, we're doing that for the rest of them now.
That's where we live now.
Yeah. Yeah. I joked when the second one came out that made me the twice published author. So, but yeah, the books themselves are actually they're urban or contemporary fantasy, so like modern day with magical stuff also happening. And following, yes, the title character McKenna Ellerbeck. She is a witch, and in the first book, 10 years after her high school graduation, the time during which she has spent basically on the run and not using her magic, and her demon ex-girlfriend shows up and drags her back to her hometown because she owes her a debt. And there she kind of starts finding out what's been going on since she left, whether or not the reasons she left were maybe that good, was that good of an idea after all. And of course, it's just in time for her high school reunion, so there's always some fun drama to be mined there.
Uh-huh.
And what genre would you say these books fall into?
So I was saying they're kind of fantasy, under the umbrella of fantasy overall, contemporary fantasy since they're modern day. Also like urban fantasy could be applied to it, although it's a little more of like small town than big city. But the town is definitely, a good.
Sounds like it's also leaning towards, if you will, action adventure rather than say horror.
Yeah. And it sort of is on like the edge-ish of romantasy or like romantic fantasy. I wouldn't say it's strictly falling into that category. The marketing sometimes makes it look like it leans a little that way because that's kind of the hot thing right now. But I mean, like, so there's romantic plot lines in it, but it's more fantasy than that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And it also sounds like it's being aimed for adults, given the age of the protagonist.
Yes, definitely.
Which is actually a bit refreshing because, with a lot of this kind of subject matter, a lot of it's young adult.
Yeah, and I mean, I read a lot of like young adult series that are out there, and there's some awesome ones. But Yeah, kind of one of the background conceits I had with this was sort of that like I compare it a lot to Buffy, which is definitely one of the inspirations. Just sort of like the flavor of it. And just thinking like, it's like that. What if someone, does the whole like teenage heroine thing and saves the world, change the magical world, et cetera, kills the demons and so forth, and then like 10 years later you've actually got to deal with the consequences of doing all of that stuff. It's like, oh, actually, if you upset the order of things, there's probably going to be some problems and a vacuum to fill and some trauma that you might have to deal with as a result.
The
And other
Jane
consequences.
the Jane Yolen effect, Sister Light, Sister Dark. That's what I cut my teeth on as far as a young adult when I was growing up as a young author.
Wait, you were young?
Oh, I read her Pit Dragon series. I never got to that other one though, the Sister Light one.
Yeah. It's not too late to catch up. There's only what,
Yeah,
4
no,
or
it's
5
not.
books in
It's
it?
not. It's true. I think that's one of the ones like I know of it. I think I maybe I got it out on ebook from the library at some point, but then it expired before I actually got around to reading it. So
I remember one day I was looking for Star Trek novels in the adult section at the local library, and I happened to come across the cover and was morbidly fascinated by it. That and a weird noirish mystery called Strike 3, You're Dead. A murder mystery about baseball.
a lot of hidden treasures in the S's.
Yep. All right, I'm done, Adam.
Okay.
We have to keep prompting here because I made the assertion that I was half dead before we started the podcast, and now all of a sudden I'm alive. Like pick a lane. Pick a lane, man.
Half alive, so
Yeah.
You did mention that the pain medication was also kicking in, so I'm attributing your energy to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so anyway, this is a bit difficult to ask, because it could, spoilers and all, but like, where are things right now with the second book?
Plot wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the second book takes place about 6 months later. McKenna has remained in her hometown, which is the fictional Arcadia Commons, Massachusetts. And say at the end of the first book, if I say there's a demon in disguise that she's trying to figure out who it is and what's going on, and she finds that, takes care of it, stays there and everything. And she is invited to join the local witches council. And so when the second book picks up, she has done this. But also it turns out this isn't, exactly the like everything's all set glamorous ending that one might expect. So she's now like kind of on the council, but still a bit of an outsider and not respected by most of the people on there. She's having to
something we will allow you on the council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
Exactly, something to that effect.
The Star Wars effect.
Yeah. And like she's like working like at a bar and doing like delivery driving to try and make ends meet because, if you've been missing presumed dead for 10 years, you might have some trouble explaining that employment gap when looking for jobs. And also now her mother is her roommate, so that's a new experience as well. So that's kind of the less than glamorous situation she's in at this point, and one of her friends is basically being threatened with having her magic severed by the council, and McKenna ends up volunteering to kind of represent her and try to help her in this case. And opposing her in that is one of the other witches who was also someone she dated back in the day. And they've had some some bad blood between them after the end of the first book with her ex-boyfriend in this case. And so it's a bit of, trying to repair that relationship, but then also he suddenly goes missing, and there's other things pointing to some sort of new demon, archdemon kind of being involved in things going on around town. So yeah, this one's kind of more like doing a lot of relationship recovery, I guess, and sort of dealing
I was
with
gonna-
kind of people
I was-
dealing with secrets and kind of secrets they're keeping, secrets they're trying to find out. Yeah.
I was gonna say you and I are gonna have to compare notes on our mains here, because it sounds to me like McKenna's got more bodies in her wake than Admiral Cobalt.
Not too many, but
I think if I had to make a rough estimate, that conservatively speaking, Admiral Cobalt seems to have about 15 in his wake.
oh, jeez. Yeah, less than that.
He is a spry
Does it
93,
count
though.
ships sunk?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How do you
How many-
sink a ship in space?
So there's these things
It's
called
a
black
metaphor.
holes. There's
Also black holes, but
Fair.
yeah.
Yes.
That's
too many
still,
of those in my
still
books.
a word for when a ship has been rendered defunct through enemy fire.
Or also the number of times that Admiral Cobalt has crashed his ship into a planet. Or as Captain Shaw would put it, hot dropped the saucer section of the Enterprise D on Viridian 3. And scene.
Indeed.
I didn't have a transition for you. I'm sorry, Adam.
Well, nonetheless, the logical follow-up here is to ask about the third book. What's it being called?
I don't think we have announced a title for that yet. So this is the not could change, but I don't think it will. My working title, at least, is Twice Damned Demon. It is going to be about a month timeline-wise, about a month after the end of the second book. What was it? I think, as a friend of mine who has been beta reading said, I have definitely learned how to drop pianos on my characters. So hoping for a bit of a kind of bombastic ending.
Final destination, those
Yeah.
those
Not literal
NPCs.
ones, but as far as, oh shit moments and stakes definitely being upped, so which is what I'm hoping to achieve with it. So.
And what's the state of completion?
I'm still in the process of writing that one, although I'm getting towards the end of it, so.
Okay. So not like that far off in the distance.
Yeah, I would assume, as far as, I'm not sure of a release date exactly yet, but probably like about a year or so from where we are now.
And are you setting to make this definitive a trilogy, or like do you plan on doing like spin-off? Do you have like any ideas for the next move after?
I'm not sure what it'll be after. So as far as like, is planned to be the end of the trilogy. Unless something major changes and they say, yeah, go write a fourth one. As far as whatever would be after that, not sure yet. Kind of just trying to focus on finishing this one before I get too caught up in new ideas right now.
Understandable.
Yeah.
And I suppose last thing we really have to cover here is your podcasting work. What do you do in terms of that?
Oh yeah. I have done some podcasting. It's been on a bit of a hiatus. But my husband, his best friend, his wife and myself have done a podcast called Bitch Yes, Your Favorite AITA Podcast, where we read some AITA posts, Am I the Asshole posts for anyone not familiar from Reddit, and discuss them in perhaps more depth than is reasonable. But it's fun getting into them, and occasionally we'd kind of unconsciously end up with like themes like, oh wow, yeah, we're talking about a lot of weddings in this episode, or like we had a Christmas themed episode where it was like gift swaps gone wrong and stuff like that. I think that would involve someone brought a blanket with like a beefcake Jesus on it or something to a gift swap, and it was like it didn't go over very well.
No idea why.
You're right. Yeah, so yeah, we've had to take a break from that kind of for various scheduling, health, etc., family reasons for different folks going on. But yeah, so that's been my tiny foot into the podcasting world.
I mean, it certainly sounds notable, at least.
Yeah, there is no shortage of people asking that question on the internet, it turns out.
Well,
Yeah.
and it is definitely a popular thing to do. I know I know I watch a lot of those from College Humor and Dropout TV.
Yeah. The ones that Smosh TV does have made their
Oh,
way into my algorithm.
the most notorious one I've seen recently is what I call the anti-vagina monologues, about the guy who took the longest roundabout way to say "I like dick" in the history of the world.
Not catch that one, and now I really need to go find it.
Oh yeah, just look for the Smosh TV one about why vaginas are ridiculous.
Wow. That's that's gonna be great, awesome.
I mean, that could be a whole series right there.
Yeah, that.
I'm honestly kind of verklempt after that.
I'm kind of verklempt.
In there, really.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. Discuss.
I suppose on that note, does anyone have anything else to ask our guest?
I think I'm good.
I think we threw it all in there.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
I'm
the kitchen sink.
satisfied, thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Katie, it was lovely talking to you about stuff and things. There is definitely a lot there, and we'll definitely have to have you back as things develop in your novel series and stuff, so we can talk more about that, because that sounds like it's right in my wheelhouse.
Nice. Yeah, anytime. Thanks for having me. It was great talking with you guys.
Before you go, I will ask you my traditional sign-off question. Do you have anything upcoming that you'd like to give a shout out for? Want people to take special note of?
I mean, the third book would be the only upcoming thing, but that's going to be a little while, so probably check out the first two books, The Twice Sold Soul, The Twice Wanted Witch. And if you're into fantasy and witches, if you liked Buffy and Charmed, you'll like those, I hope. And yeah, in about a year or so, there will be a third one.
Nice. And any appearances that people should know about? Book signings? Anything of that nature?
Do I have any? I don't think I have any scheduled at the moment, or they're a couple months out, but I don't remember the dates off the top of my head at the moment. But most of mine have just been like local stuff. I'm in the Boston area, so if you're in the Boston area, then you know what? Follow me on Instagram, KatieHal16, and I always post about stuff there if it's coming up. So.
All right. Fantastic. Again, Katie, it was lovely having you on the program, and we really enjoyed talking to you. I hope you are. I hope you enjoyed our erratic format here.
Fun stuff, yeah.
Nice. All right. So that was Katie Hallahan. But be sure to check her out on Instagram, and we look forward to seeing what you got coming up next. All right. Next on the program, we have our usual video commentary, and Adam, I believe you have something very special for us.
Oh boy.
Not sure if it's very special, but right. So it's March. That
No, I meant
means-
very special in the it's riding on the back of the short book.
Jesus, no.
No, I wouldn't go.
Fine,
That,
it'll be fine.
I won't. I wouldn't say that either. But let me give the background here.
All
All right.
It is March. That
Uh-huh.
means we are a scant few weeks away from St. Patrick's Day, St. Patty's Day. So,
Blimey.
yeah. So I got to thinking, what would be a appropriate sort of broadcast to show, in the lead up to that holiday, air quotes here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's just, at least in the US, an excuse to drink, but I got to thinking about the 90s and Irish culture, and the long and short of it is I'm not making my colleagues here watch The Lord of the Dance.
Thank
You
you.
mean Riverdance? Yeah.
I would definitely nope out of that.
I mean, you could use either one. Yeah, I'm like, but the thing we have here is no less steeped in Celtic traditions, maybe more so.
uh,
I'm like, but that's how you want to. We're not going to talk about Riverdance. We're going to be talking about and looking at the Mystic Night
Damn.
of Tir na Nog,
Mm.
which is one of the
Is that-
many programs that came out
So
in the wake of Power Rangers. It's also one of the ones from Saban Entertainment.
so
Mm.
now I have
This is
so now
not
I
this is not an adaptation of any other
No, it's not.
franchise.
No,
so I have to ask the question: is
Mhm.
that proper Celtic pronunciation?
I have no idea.
That's not so. I have no idea.
Who gives a who gives a shit? Put on the show.
At least at least it is referencing a real thing.
No,
Yes.
but it's like Celtic pronunciations. Like, are you like? Good God!
Yeah.
Are
I
you
don't know
mad,
Irish.
sir? Are you
Like-
mad, sir?
Like, people still call him Kate Sith when it's Kachith or something like that.
Uh-huh.
It's like I'm not even going to begin to entertain proper Celtic pronunciations here, or Gaelic.
I still can't pronounce the name of the Irish governing body.
Yeah. Like, anyway, so one of the distinctive things about Mystic Knights is it's not a tokusatsu series, or derived from a tokusatsu series.
I mean, they use the same stuff, so it's not a Japanese tokusatsu series. It's
Right.
just an American thing using the same
That is to say,
general
it is.
idea.
It's not an American tokusatsu series either. It's a co-production between America, United States and Ireland. It was filmed in Ireland. Taxes. Even in the 90s,
Yeah.
Ireland was quite the tax haven.
Tax credit.
Yep. In fact, I believe that is a big reason why they settled on Irish mythology in general.
Quite the opposite of burying a show for tax benefits.
Right. But none too dissimilar than what Georgia does.
Pretty much.
That's why everything has the Georgia peach.
Yeah.
It is Georgia.
So what you're not going to be seeing here is footage that is mysteriously older, or any other of the discongruities you get in one of the Japanese tokusatsu adaptations.
Mhm.
That is
All right.
important to note. And Since we are 3 weeks out from St. Patty's Day, we are going to be looking at 3 episodes. Especially since, they don't finish the initial introduction in just one.
But of course
So,
not.
Don't worry, kids. This is not going to be the what was it? The disciples of Jedekiah or
the children of Jedekiah?
Yeah.
yeah. This
Or
isn't
no,
that
the slaves,
heavy.
No, the slaves
is-
of Jedekiah.
The slaves of Jedekiah. Yeah, this isn't that heavy.
No.
No. But let's get into it.
All right.
That's right.
And of course, we have our bagpipes because Irish.
I love
Right.
the fact that the subtitle just says music, which is doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Uh-huh.
At least it's not trying to discern the chanting that's in here.
I mean,
It
at
looks
least
like
it's,
she's auditioning for the CW.
at least it's a good look. At least it's a good looking cast.
Yeah.
Also, special notage about the footage here.
Yeah.
We were like the Tobor footage we saw a couple of
God.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Look, Yeah,
1998.
yeah, okay, you see the German words here.
German
What
guy.
the Ripper did was took the highest quality footage available, which is from the German version, and synced it up to the English dub.
The episode title is In Search of Tier 90.
Yeah.
But now, all this may change.
Of course, it's that kind of freaking sound.
I mean,
Dollar
yeah,
Tree. There we go. Dollar Tree Alec Guinness.
Yeah, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
actually filming in Ireland means they get really good looking castles because they're
Yeah.
actual ancient castles.
They're
And
actually on
unfortunately,
hand.
they're
Yeah. It's the real
They're
deal.
back-
Well, that is
Ooh.
it.
That's top quality CGI right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 90s.
Particularly
So-
the late 90s, 2 years away from the millennium. So, yeah.
So you're going to get dodgy CGI no matter what.
Uh-huh.
So then I imagine what it's like to be a wizard, and I act.
Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, so we get these really good sets up against this really bad costuming.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. He at least sold the fight like he could actually see the skeleton.
Mm.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
Judging by the screen wipe there, they probably had a dude in a suit,
yeah.
yeah.
and then
mean,
that
once again,
wipe
it
gave
is-
him a chance to get them out of there for the cut.
You know, I should love for the fact that Dude Man looks like Terran from the Black Cauldron over here.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, it's a deep cut, but it fits.
I wouldn't do that. A little bit of that.
Dude just wants to show off his spice rack here.
Yeah.
Spices.
Alchemy.
And everyone is now blind.
And has lung cancer.
Yes.
I see we're dealing with Sir Bill and Lord Ted.
Bro made asbestos.
Think the lovely princess prefers my steady hand?
Meanwhile, Princess Fiona, what are you doing here?
Yeah, no shit.
Oh,
Going
come
to
on.
be
Oh, come
fought over
on.
by these two idiots for the rest of the
Obvious-
series.
Okay,
Yeah.
obviously, given the realm adjacent, it would be Merida.
Yeah, you say it's murder, but he looks like Fiona.
Just a magical mishap. If you care to see how it was supposed to work out.
Dollar Tree Jennifer Garner.
Goodness, yeah.
I'm on my way to an important meeting.
Straight off that WB lot right there. Mhm.
Treaty, is it?
How did
She
Or
looks
is
like
it
she
the
should be in an
Ranch?
episode of Charmed.
And mind those
Well,
numbers.
Although since this was made in the UK, I guess we need to say Pound Town, right?
Boo! It'd be Punch Town.
Poundland.
After 10 years of
Yeah, the Irish use the punt in these days.
Oh, okay.
And I congratulate you, Connor.
Don't they use?
We are both
Oh,
fine
back
and
then,
gained.
yeah.
That frickin'
Yeah.
the frickin' paint over her eyes, boy.
Yeah.
That's to let you know that she's serious.
Yeah.
My king! 1,000 pardons, my king.
Seriously, something.
I bring word of great urgency. Out with it, man. As I speak, your soldiers are defending our border.
With that
against
Canadian
three
accent.
terrible battalions. They're planning a surprise attack on Kells. So, the treaty
Probably
was
for
just
tax
a distraction.
purposes as well.
As I said, I I intend to get what I deserve.
Guards, arrest them. now.
Okay, Morgana.
Yeah, no shit.
You
That's
just shut
okay.
your mouth.
Pay no attention to the stock.
Comedy.
Yeah, no shit.
They're really distracting.
Uh-huh.
And unlike some Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
I will rule this entire island.
We stopped you before. We will again.
You have no idea of the powers I now wield.
Darth Vader?
No shit.
For the end of your kingdom is near.
I'm sorry. Why are they fighting a raccoon?
Jesus.
Honestly, I'm at the point where if you ask questions, you're gonna drive yourself mad.
Trash Panda.
I'm already there. Let's fucking go.
That guy is a
Yeah,
serious
that's
guard.
You're like, yeah, that's me. Just hanging out here waiting for something.
God, bro
That
is
guy
on the
was paid-
handy cam right there. Jesus Christ.
That guy was sitting there with the 50 quid no talkie roll.
Yeah. Gonna get my quid right after the show. Right
Hi,
routine.
more cheap CGI.
Cheap as hell.
Mida, dark fairy of the
And yet,
shades.
I can find worse examples of CGI
I
from.
know you can find
later on.
worse, but at the same time.
For
That's-
productions with a lot bigger budget than this, no less.
Yeah.
Also, high obvious green screen.
Magic. Our bargain is
Like, bro,
finished.
they didn't even key it right.
My warriors have failed me. All the powers that you
I
have
like it when you
gained
see the
will
green pixels around the edge of the person.
I know.
Neither can grant you a-
God,
Look,
I can't unsee it.
No, you see,
it's-
that's just the magical aura.
Yeah.
no
Keep in mind, this
Uh,
is a high-end Saban production, so
Very well.
I'm willing to bet the budget for each episode
So-
was about $10.
So the filter, so the Photoshop filter they used was called Crunchy.
Its dark edges are yours to command.
Hmm.
And the price, fairy lord.
Mida shall collect his
Fair.
payment.
Fairy Lord, uh-huh. Yeah, we know what that means, don't we?
The Fae.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go for the obvious off-color joke here.
Right. That's why I don't go further than that. Anytime.
Let-
Someone
Forces of
took a
sorcery,
hit.
By the power in this stone, send to me a creature.
That's a hell
Oh,
of an
okay, you
incantation.
asked for it.
Repulsa.
Yeah.
1984 called. They want their curls back.
Probably enough
It's a
hairspray in there to
1990.
kill a man.
Good lord, yeah.
I'm just. I think Mac was remarking at how crimped her hair is.
Mm.
Well, 1998 CGI up the ass right there.
That would be closer to
Somebody get the
1983
super
CGI.
shotgun.
Cameras wouldn't dare find a their
Like I know I fought that in Doom.
Look,
Yeah.
I just need my salt bug gun at this point.
Uh-huh.
Pretty sure that would take care of that ugly bugly.
I do appreciate the fact that we've already sped through the main Monster Growth segment right off the bat. Not even wait.
These guys are really selling those dives.
Yeah.
I mean,
Waveless tapped into a strong
in fairness, the ogre isn't exactly Zord-sized either.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, still.
even stronger. The situation can't be as dire as you say. My king! My king!
Everyone is
No, it's
dead.
worse.
Huge! A monster! It attacked us all!
I'm acting.
In his period appropriate polyester.
Bravery has never been
You fool. You haven't even begun to
I
see
think I had a
what I
couch
can
with
do
that
for
stuffing once.
Seize that venomous witch!
I mean,
the fucking
The witch out
leaf,
to the
sea
wow.
leaf.
I like the fact that the visual Doppler effect there made her boobs jiggle.
If you do not,
I mean, yeah.
I will unleash all the powers of my sorcery and destroy Kells.
We know who this is targeted at.
Is yours.
35-year-old women?
We can stop it. We gather more troops. We send in
It's like we have the dichotomy of 35-year-old women and 17-year-old boys.
Yeah. That is the case, isn't it?
Mhm.
We can't fight Timber Father. We cannot
Meanwhile,
beat them.
from the back,
You will rule this generation, and I will rule the next. Kells must never surrender.
So, does anyone here actually know anything about Celtic mythology?
No.
Not much.
not knowledge of it. No.
Really not.
Only enough to know that this ain't it.
Right.
Yes.
That scroll doesn't exist. It's mystic legends.
Scott Grimes?
Fairy tales to save my kingdom. And I cannot send my warriors into a battle in which they face certain defeat. My king.
So Temu Arthur.
I have to surrender, give up.
Kells will surrender.
Oh, let's give him an upgrade. AliExpress.
Yes.
What's that? More hidden
And
magic.
also, Dime Store Merlin.
It's not a dime, Merlin, more like it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay,
I'm gonna say,
okay,
you know what, specifically,
maybe more a halfpenny.
Immortal.
Yeah.
Lineage.
I remember playing this game on the Trash 80. It was called Disney's Magical Playground.
Who shall save Kells and bring peace to the land for 100 lifetimes? If I died, it speaks of Dragante, just like in the ancient scroll.
His not quite mustache disturbs me.
Yeah.
They're trying to go for an animated The Sword in the Stone vibe here, but it's giving Piss Boy. Bring a piss bucket.
This mark on your arm could link you to a great destiny.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
fuck's
he's
sake.
the mark.
We call it the Scat Destiny.
But I can be certain of nothing. The scroll is incomplete.
For it's full of shit.
I've got to do what it says.
I cannot allow it. Incomplete is dangerous. It may release evil forces.
I'm not afraid.
Strike me down and I shall become more powerful than you. Oh, sorry.
Wrong
Right.
series.
Like, sir, he's got the mark there. Unfortunately, you can't just say, well, it's not going to work. It's like,
You said
that's the
I'd
mark
be
that's
your
on that.
apprentice until my
He has the ring, and I see his Schwartz is as big as no.
Wrong series again.
My destiny.
You'd be remiss, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cahad, I cannot risk the lives of my people.
It's not a series yet, but
Just
it
talk
will
about
be.
fairy tale, you know.
Kells will surrender. No.
I should also
First-
note that
Surrender.
most of this first episode has just been people standing in rooms talking.
Talk. All you do to me is talk.
Hey, it's cheap.
Yeah.
The first rule of Disney Masterpiece Fight Club is we don't talk about Disney Masterpiece Fight Club.
Like,
Boy says he can find Reganta, then let him try.
Boy, is
this boy,
man.
stress
try to find
stress
Dragante.
boy there.
I will
Good
find
lord.
Ooh, go
King,
back to Alias.
counsel in the past. Trust it now. It may be our only hope.
I feel like I'm inadvertently disrespecting actual Jennifer Garner here.
I doubt my own judgment. Rowan, go forward. But understand this. My warriors cannot hold out against Maeve's forces forever. If you have not succeeded by the summer solstice, Kells will have...
Now we know why the Weasley family is cursed.
Summer solstice, huh?
Action by a future queen of Kells is noble. But speaking as your father, it's too dangerous. I forbid you to go.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
And
As
I'm
you
off
wish,
to ignore
Father.
your wishes.
Yep. As you wish. It was too easy.
Who will you take with you?
Angus.
Angus?
Let it go, let it go. Oh, sorry.
Let him take who he wants. And Rowan, bring Kells, the warrior Draganta.
Uh-huh.
I like how those weird spots just appear on the castle.
Just casually.
Well, clearly, he's been in prison for musical crimes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The only place for the bard.
Well, I mean, he's not bad. Let's be fair here. I don't
It's
think he's that bad.
It's only a matter of time before he starts singing dad jokes, and that's the only appropriate place for the bard is prison at that point.
Right.
On a bit of paper or rot in jail. Yeah, that's a tough one, that is.
Well, mind you,
I could probably do it myself.
Roll. Wait.
As long as there's some whiskey in the jar.
Get the Jameson.
Jameson, yes. Oh, damn it.
Away from thieves.
I had to dive overboard for that cask.
Ugh.
A land of fairy rings. From there, you may be able to enter Tirnanog.
And once we're in Tirnanog,
I wish I knew.
Thank you for that information, Polyester Merlin.
And then when we go in there, I don't know. Oh,
Oh, see, I missed a perfect opportunity for like a sting joke about King of Suede. Damn. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at the suede on that fucking
goodness
cloak.
Christ. Yeah. Like suede as hell. Like.
Next thing you know, he's gonna be singing "Don't Step on My Blue Suede Shoes."
Also, can we talk about how shit that chainmail is?
Yeah, my God.
I was noting that myself. I'm like, really?
That's because Reynolds' rap can freeze. Or as we like to call it, the closet cosplay budget.
beats a cell in the king's dungeon.
I'll tell you this, friend. If it weren't for all the crocks of gold hidden up in that fairy ring,
Angus.
And here's their reenactment of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing. And now they're doing the touchy scene from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Like sands through an hourglass.
Yeah, no, that bro's expression is what
shit. He's like, shit, I knew I shouldn't have eaten those mushrooms along the way.
Yeah, no shit.
The dream is a sign. It is. A sign that you ate too many gooseberries last night. Good thing
Yeah.
it's only a dream.
Oh God, they actually made the joke.
I mean, it's easy. I mean, it's way too easy.
Man, this is Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
As days go by.
And now we need our third ranger.
Yes.
Oh, it's Marlon Wayans from D&D.
That looks more like Jaleel White to me.
So let me guess, his power is heart.
Sure.
I guess. Sure, we'll go with it.
Because what we needed was a potato sack race fight.
Bigger love in the family.
Well, then I'll close one eye. Great.
Jesus.
Clever dialogue. Nope, you guys still suck.
Yeah.
I meant you no harm.
I'm like, this is fight choreography right out of the
A
70s.
silver jewel-studded chalice. The treasure of my realm was stolen. All I know of the thief is he has a scar on his forehead and lives on this island. You took me for a thief?
Do I look like a fucking scar on my forehead, dumbass?
I'm
I think
from the
this is
hidden.
called trying to justify why we have a black guy here.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
he's from the
that's,
He's from the hidden magical island of Brooklyn.
In the Boyne Valley, perhaps. Why?
More like East London.
I will help you get your chalice. I know the scoundrel you seek. Agreed.
It's like, yes, we know there are black people in England.
Yeah.
And there were black people around this time, too.
Yep.
But it sure helped us get us on our way.
This striking Moorish gentleman.
Land beyond the seas. Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure we know what that means.
It's the one from my dream. Now how can I
From the nearby island of New Jersey.
Ah, come on, they're just looking for the Children of the Stones.
Looking for the slaves of Jedekiah. Wait, no, hold on.
The beginning is the end. The end is the beginning.
You stay here and distract his attention. Myself and Angus.
Now I've saved you the trouble of having to rewatch that series. Let me guess. It's Princess Merida.
Of course it is.
Let's see. Struggling in a black cloak and surprise!
How was I supposed to know?
Who is this woman? This is King Kanaha's daughter, Dev.
They can't actually do the nut joke because it's a kid series.
Correct.
But that was the implication.
Why weren't you chasing
Yes.
after fairy rings while Kells is at war? My father was right to doubt you, sending a boy to do a warrior's job.
Oh, you got room to talk, girl. Oh, you think we're nothing? Oh, watch this. And that's
Oh,
what we
we-
get the executive producer tab. To be continued.
Yeah.
See, I experienced that effect earlier today. Falling through the sand.
Doesn't look like there's a post-credits thing.
There's not.
I mean, it's
I don't
just
think there is. Or is
clips
there?
of what we just saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, it's Colum O'Grady.
Mm-hmm. Colm.
But-
No, that is Column. I've learned that now because I watched. Unlike you, I watched What We Left Behind.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway.
more on this next week. So
Bring your Jameson.
Yeah,
next
I mean,
week,
it
kids.
only took me 35 years to learn that his name was pronounced Column Meany.
Anyway, it is time for entertainment news.
Indeed.
And of course, we got to follow up from last week because things
The next day, it happened.
Progressing.
So in case you missed the news, which would have been impressive,
I want to
given-
share the rock with you at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so the grand drama has not quite reached the conclusion of its first phase. Because, what has happened is the board has formally accepted the new tendered offer of Paramount Skydance.
Could I break down actually what happened here? Because
Sure.
Yeah. So what happened, as we explained last week before it actually went down, Paramount gave them an offer that they initially said could in fact be a superior offer to the Netflix deal. And then I think it was last Thursday, the day after we talked about it, the board came out and said, yes, it was indeed a superior deal, and that started the clock. And Netflix immediately, within about an hour or so after that, said, we are not going to counter this because they've already spent too much. It's not financially sustainable for us anymore. We're going to take this $2.8 billion and we're going to walk. And so now, instead of them recommending a deal with Netflix to be voted on within the next week or so, it is going to be the deal with Paramount Skydance, which will then immediately start the process of regulatory looking at this, which will be smooth in some places and may not be smooth in others.
I mean, this is the Trump corruption era. So
Yes.
if it had been any other administration, there might be cause for concern. In this administration, Monopoly, I don't even know her.
Be that as it may, there's a lot to go over here. And the first of which is, why did Netflix walk? Because because they Ted, what's his last name?
Ted
Sarandos actually gave an interview about it. About a day after that.
Right.
And said, they had their price locked in.
Yeah.
And
they were not going to go higher.
No, they've actually been fairly consistent about what they were prepared to pay for.
Right.
And they've also, reading between the lines, Ted, I think, is pretty much where a lot of people are on the actual merits of this merger, because one of the key differences between Netflix's offer and Paramount's offer is the way that it was going to be paid for. And Netflix, the only major change that they made was from cash in stock to an all cash offer. Whereas the Paramount offer, it's going to be financed with debt.
Yay,
Lots
leveraged buyouts.
and
Let's
lots
go.
of debt. And I think the price tag, if I recall correctly, is $78 billion of debt.
Yeah.
Which is crazy considering the fact that they haven't even fully vertically integrated Paramount into Skydance yet. And they're already just throwing all this cash around. It's like I guess we'll see you in bankruptcy court.
Okay, so the silver lining to all this is, well, let's be frank here. Paramount, Skydance, Warner Brothers Discovery, whatever the fuck they end up calling this, lummox.
I'm calling it Warner Dance for the moment. Yeah, why not?
Anyway, the point is, it's going to be overloaded with debt. It's going to fucking topple in about a half decade tops.
Yep.
I'm like,
it is too much debt to fully pay off, and no, you cannot fire your way out of it.
And like I said, on the upside, it's probably going to destroy Oracle.
Well, either it destroys Oracle or Oracle destroys it. One of the two.
No, no, Oracle is going to go down because because guess where a lot of the financing is coming from? Oracle.
Papa Larry. Yep. Papa Larry, because they screamed at him, "We're not accepting this deal unless you step up, Larry." And Larry said, "Okay, fine."
Yep.
And now you're in it, pal.
Yeah.
There's just not enough franchises between the two major studios there for them to recoup this. It's crazy.
That isn't strictly speaking true from the Warner Brothers side.
Right, that's the thing. I mean, the Warner Brothers is where a lot of the stuff that can have juice to pay this off would come from. Paramount ain't got shit.
Maybe we'll finally get Final Weapon.
No, the problem from Warner Brothers is that's where a lot of the debt is coming from. Because no, seriously, I think this is about this is the fourth Warner Brothers purchase I have seen this fucking century.
Yeah, let's break this down here for you. Time Warner, 95. AOL.
Oh God! If we're going back to the 20th century, there's at least 2 or 3 mergers you're missing.
Before that, I know, Kinney. I know Kinney. First that, I know that. But 7 Arts, 7 Arts, Kinney, we know. But I'm focused specifically on the modern era, if you will. Okay, so Time Warner, AOL, 18 frickin' T, Discovery, now Skydance. Like, it's so. I mean,
being passed around more than the village bike.
Yeah.
Or MGM.
Yoinks and away, boink. Yoinks and away, bang. Yoinks and away. Yoinks and away.
Oddly appropriate.
Yeah.
Well, maybe now all those conservative creatives will finally get their voices heard, because what we need is more Mel Gibson.
Or we need more Brett Ratner.
Yeah. Oh God.
I mean, here's
let's bring all the canceled people out of the cupboard.
Well, that's apparently what they're doing. If you've looked at the news in the last couple of days, but
I heard about Max Landis.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm talking about. Like, they're going. It's pretty damn clear that we got a boys' club situation that's going to be happening here, and they're going to try and bring those people in and have them do projects. But The problem is that they're never, ever, ever, ever going to be profitable enough to justify it. They could try to, but it won't.
And that brings me back to the TED interview. Like, he kind of hinted that he's probably going to end up purchasing whatever smoldering remnants remain.
Yeah, Netflix is playing the smart game here. Like, they put up a price, they had a deal, the other side put up a bigger deal that was heavily leveraged, and they got out of that playpen because they did not want that at all. So they're getting out of the game. They're letting them buy that thing up with that god awful deal that they put up. They're gonna let it blow up. And when it does blow up, not because of the debt, but simply because of the firings that are going to need to happen for the savings that they're promising, which is going to lead to creative talent, going to lead to people who, work on these shows, work on these networks, work on these films, leaving Warner Brothers, leaving Paramount. Who's right there to potentially pick them up? Paramount right there. So just from that alone, they're right there.
You mean Netflix? You said Paramount again.
I mean Netflix. I'm sorry, Netflix. I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, Netflix will be right there waiting to pick them up. And then as trying to vertically integrate this flops because these people will not know how to do it in a way that makes them profitable or a way that makes it sustainable. Because that's the reason why Zaslav sold us off in the first place, probably.
And then Netflix will be right there to scoop up all that remains out of probate after this thing meets its demise.
And probably at a much lower price.
I mean, that is the Netflix way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Picking up the canceled carcasses of their enemies.
More to the point, though, is that Netflix knows how to play this game. Like, there's a reason why they are where they are. Why they went from a little-known DVD rental service to being one of the biggest entertainment platforms in the world. Like, there's a reason why they got from A to B.
The Ellisons are like the temper tantrum child in chief that we have right now as president. In that they're like, I want it all, and I want it now. Oh, and it's like, you don't know how to run this shit, do you?
Veruca Salt them in this motherfucker. Yeah. Pretty much, like.
And it's like, we're gonna have to put you in the pressing machine to get rid of all the blueberry juice.
Yeah, it's like
juicing
it's like
a man.
But anyway, but yeah, these people think, everybody knows what happened between Disney and Fox, and how much of a mess that has been. I mean, Bob Iger's only getting out now. Okay, so like,
yeah, but they're not too badly off now, though. I mean, what really hurt that whole vertical integration was the pandemic. Let's be fair about that.
True, but at the same time, it was still a bitch to get through. Like, it was not an easy thing. It was a painful thing to go through. And yet these people are doing this and saying that, it's going to be easy. We're going to guarantee you this and going to guarantee you A, B, C, and D when you can't guarantee shit. Because you probably don't have the money to guarantee shit.
What happens when you have Saudi princes as your loan shark?
Yeah. Or Gulf princes in general, although probably they might want that money for some other things at the moment. Hint, hint.
It's almost like it was planned.
Well, I don't know about that, but the fact, look, the point of the matter here is this. They think that it's going to be easier for them compared to Disney Fox. When the fact of the matter is that this is going to be a much more complicated, much more complex, much more gargantuan effort to try to vertically integrate, and I just don't see them doing it. Like, they barely closed on the Paramount buy before going right after Warner. Like, they didn't even put out a real plan for Paramount.
And in fairness,
hey, we want this other group right here. Hey.
Well, and in fairness, with Fox owning a third of Marvel's interests, the jagged edges of those puzzle pieces fit a little better.
Yes.
There's less common ground between Warner Brothers and Paramount.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
they were legitimate rivals. They were not. They were
Mhm.
not.
Yeah.
They were not unwilling partners in a
Right.
venture, so to speak,
I mean,
in a shared universe.
the only real venture, which isn't really the case because Paramount has only owned CBS for a hot minute, is is the NCAA tournament, and you can go back even further to the '90s with the Olympics, for the Winter Olympics when CBS and TNT ran it for like three Olympics. But other than that, there is no real overlap at all, none, in terms of culturally.
Right.
And now, in the business sense, there's overlaps every fucking where. And because there's so much overlap in so many places, a lot of people are going to be out the door. And when you lose people, when you're going to lose creative people, when you're going to lose people that make these shows, make these projects that you need to put out there to justify the promises that you've made. 15 movies a year from both of your studios. Yeah, good luck with that one.
With what money?
Well, I would say good luck with that one, but of course that doesn't necessarily have to be quality films. They just have to put out the movies. It doesn't have to be good movies. It doesn't have to be movies that make the kind of money that you need. It's just putting them out there. It's like, hey,
I
we
mean,
put out 50 movies a year, even though they all stunk up the joint.
the only thing I can think of here that they're thinking is going to be their windfall, their upside, is the nascent DCU, and it's like it's barely gotten started again. You
Yeah.
really needed to let that breathe a little before trying to make that. It's like, oh, we don't have a tent pole over here at Paramount, so besides Star Trek, and that's not good for motion pictures, really. I mean, Star Trek
And,
films.
there's a possibility that these people will be so desperate to meet the quotas they've put up that they force an issue.
Right.
Like they force. Let's put the scenario up there. They force James Gunn to put out something before it's time, right?
Right.
Put out something half baked. Put out
Oh,
something.
there's going to be management interference here. The
Yes.
autonomy that he enjoys right now is not going to happen because
Well,
right now he's
happen at first. It'll happen at first, but eventually. Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen automatically right out the gate. Like,
no, but
first
it's
year,
coming.
second year-
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
it's coming.
But I'm saying it's like first year, second year, they're gonna let it slide, let it ride, and then year 2, year 3, hey James,
Well, they've
hurry
yeah.
up, hurry your ass up, buddy boy.
It'll
Hurry
it'll
up,
be
put
like
it out
it'll be like Sony pressuring Sam Raimi to do something with the Spider-Man franchise, and he's trying to say, "Look,
there.
there's a method to this whole thing," and they said, "Nah,
We
brah."
don't care. We don't
Mhm.
care. We gotta please our shareholders. We gotta justify this big ass purchase that we've done, and we made it clear: 15 movies a year. You're one of that 15. Put it out there.
Yep.
And then you're going to hear the next day, as soon as James Gunn's contract is up, creative differences, James Gunn leaves Warner Brothers. When that headline comes out, it's over. There's not a damn thing the Ellisons
And
can
at
say.
that point, it's like I've been saying about Alex Kurtzman. It's like, well, I mean, he's already made his hundreds of millions, so
Yeah.
what the fuck does he care? Let it all burn.
Exactly. And when it comes out that the reason for the exit is because of creative differences, people are going to feel bad. People aren't going to be upset about it in terms of with Gunn, but everybody's going to look at the Ellisons and go, "Yep, we know exactly where this was going."
They're the salt of the earth, the common clay of the West. Morons.
Morons, exactly. Yes.
Which is an
Appropriate
oddly
example right
appropriate.
there.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is an oddly appropriate reference given the studios that we're dealing with.
Correct. So, all I know is that this is going to be a slow and painful disaster in so many ways, and a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. There's going to be less outlets for creativity because of this. When you basically limit the amount of potential of creativity in Hollywood, it's a bad thing, and that's what this is going to do. And the only
but
question is of how bad the damage is going to be when eventually they give up the ghost and the for sale sign is put back up on the board.
Oh, come on, come on now. You're telling me that Dean Spanos leading the team from the skybox didn't do wonders for the San Diego LA Chargers, Anaheim Chargers? Where are they now?
Los Angeles, yeah, exactly. But you know,
in that burned out
Liquid
hulk of a stadium called the Coliseum.
yeah, Liquid LA, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
I've never heard of this thing of management interference messing with too many cooks in the kitchen. What?
Yeah, we've never seen that before. That's a brand new thing.
Too many chiefs and not enough tribe members?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And well, this is and you know, leading up to this, and this has to be said and it has to be noted. Leading up to this, the volume of everybody's attention was about Netflix buying it and not at all about who was still there. Paramount was never fully eliminated. Yes, they were told no multiple times, but they were still going for it. They were still in the news saying, we want it, we want it, we want it, we want it. And all of the volume, most of the volume, the vast majority of the volume was all about the Netflix deal, shutting down the Netflix deal, being upset about Netflix. Not really much about Paramount until all of a sudden, oh, look. It turns out the Warner Bros. Decided to finally cave in, and Netflix decided to say, you know what, we're done. And so now you have the deal that is supposedly going to ensure the cinematic process is saved. Because you didn't have people there, because you had, Paramount executives going, we love theaters, we love the theatrical experience, yada, 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 yada. Well, now it's time to wake up and realize this is a behemoth that is going to totally be a disaster for Hollywood. And, it's going to end up being a hollow mess by the end. And the only question is, what are you going to do about it when the Ellisons start firing people left and right, destroying entire divisions, finding these overlaps and knowing that this town ain't big enough for the two of us in place after place after place. When they fire people and when they let go people for no other reason other than we need your money.
When they have the fire sale of IPs.
Well, I don't think it'll go that far. I think that they can't do a fire sale of IPs. It's like they need them.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do an IP fire sale. That's not what I'm getting
Well,
at.
if they don't have anybody capable of making them, they'll have no choice.
Well, and they might the stuff that's been in basically cold storage might get sold off first, but they're not going to sell Star Trek or anything like that.
Maybe we'll finally see that Batgirl movie.
No, that's done.
I know.
That's gone, but what I don't think they're going to sell off IP simply because that is the most valuable piece of real estate that they have.
No, Adam, I'm saying it'll end up on YouTube right next to the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie.
Maybe, but yeah, I don't think they're going to sell off IP because that's the only valuable piece that they have, really, and also the real estate. Although they claim they're not going to sell any real estate, wink, wink.
Elbow, elbow.
Elbow, elbow. But
nudge.
Right. So they're not going to sell off IP, but they're going to fire people. They're going to let people go. They're going to let contracts run out. They're going to do all sorts of things. And the only really question is, at this point, are they going to be able to find people that can get them things that could pay this off? Because again, the most important thing to note, you cannot fire your way out of $78 billion in debt. You can't. It's too much debt.
I don't know. You could probably
mean,
fire
you
all
could
of the
cut it down.
executives.
Well, that would be great, but unfortunately, we
Oh,
don't live in that world.
you mean the yeah? I can't even
Right.
muster up the
Now,
enthusiasm.
you could trim down and cut down on your debt, maybe, and maybe you could refinance it to bring it down just a little bit more. You can't get rid of it all, and that's the point. Is
You can't refinance your way to prosperity.
I mean, the last two owners of this company thought they could buy this to make themselves bigger, to make themselves, a big thing, but then they realized that there's too much red on the bank statement.
Warner
And
Brothers,
yes,
brave of empires.
correct. Although for AT&T, they got out while the getting was still good. Here it's a case of, well, we don't really want to get out of it, but well, this is just too good of a deal to pass up. We're out of here. Let me get that $114 billion. Let me laugh. But yeah, it's like this is the worst case scenario, but I guess in the world that we live in, it's not surprising that this is the scenario that we've gotten. All I know is next 5 to 10 years, this is your story. Right here. Anyhow.
I think that'll wrap up entertainment news for the week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the wind is coming out of our sails on that one.
Yeah, I mean, we've already said everything that went down at this point. There's really nothing much more to say.
Indeed. All right, so allegedly we have a show next week. Let's take a look here. It looks like we have Rob Pants Revolution. Rob of Pants
No, we
Revolution.
don't.
Actually,
No.
no, we don't.
Like, they canceled in the middle of this broadcast.
Really?
Check the private forum.
All right, so we've got nothing next week as of now.
Not necessarily, but
we got our backup plan.
Once again, it's in the private forum.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Section. So. Anyway.
All right. So in the short term, we have it looks like we're going to have 2 videos next week and inside the studio.
It happens sometimes.
Indeed. Double commentary. Buckle up, kids.
Fun times.
All right, and again, thanks to Katie for being such a good sport this week and indulging our tumultuous schedule. But yeah, we'll be back here next week. Still no Blue Mondays as of yet, but I think things will be. I'm gonna knock on my desk here, which has particulate wood matter in it, and say that Petty Fan and I should be back with Final Fantasy XIV on Tuesday. So that's it for this week. And until next time, I'm your host, Mac Paladin. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, kids.